There was a time when I truly believed that anything was possible, that love would forever stay with me, that love would choose me every time, that love would be this thing that would keep me wishing and wanting for more every morning and dropping to my knees at night, praying and being thankful that it had come to visit me. But then hurts happened, and when those hurts happen, oftentimes you give up. You give up and you stop believing. And sometimes it takes a little Christmas magic for you to start believing again. And that's exactly what a Biltmore Christmas did for me. I cried so hard at the end of this movie, it is not even funny. Bethany Joy Lenz and Christopher Balaha, you guys did an amazing job with this movie. This movie actually showcases that Hallmark has the ability to not only do great movies that Hallmarkies would love to watch, but to be able to do movies that you could see on Netflix or you could see it on a major network. This is one of those era pieces or period pieces that I just knew from the previews that I was going to fall in love with. But there were so many surprises and twists and turns that the ending was very unexpected. I almost thought Hallmark was going to leave us with a broken heart, me sobbing in tears, me trying to figure out how these two beautiful people can exist in two different worlds. Okay, if you're wondering what am I talking about, let me go back in time and give you the premise of the movie. So in A Biltmore Christmas, we meet Lucy. Lucy is a writer for a major studio that is now doing a remake of His Merry Wife, which was a 1947 blockbuster movie hit starring Jack Houston, that's played by Christopher Paloha. It had a very happy ending where Jack Houston plays Charlie, an angel that gives up his wings for love just so he can be with his wife, Rebecca, again. Okay, I hope you're following. There's a lot of names in this movie, but it all has a place and time. Lucy is sent to the Biltmore estate, which is in Asheville, North Carolina. I lived in North Carolina for 4 years, but never got a chance to actually visit Asheville. And I heard that it's beautiful, especially in the autumn. And I heard that the Biltmore estate is something to be seen. And from this movie, I could see it's very whimsical. It's very, let's find love there. It's very, there's a mystery behind every door type of thing, right? So, okay, Lucy wants to give the remake ending something to match modern times. Instead of giving it a happy ending and letting Rebecca and Charlie still be together, Lucy thinks she needs to leave the ending kind of ambiguous and where Charlie doesn't give up his wings to be with Rebecca. And Rebecca moves on with her soon-to-be new husband, James. The studio had actually said that he wanted to keep the ending very much the same because that's what his grandfather did, and he wanted to keep the essence of the movie. Now, I'm generally against remakes, but what makes this movie so great, the actual movie of A Biltmore Christmas, is that you're dealing with a remake that is being inspired of what happened back in the 40s in that movie. And it's also still letting you know that whether you live in 2023 or 1947, that love is still the greatest gift that you can give and receive. And I just thought this was a wonderful message. Anyway, Lucy goes to visit the estate and she goes into a private library. She's shown this private library. And in that library, the actor Jonathan Frakes, he actually, and you guys should know him, I think he was in the Star Trek franchises. I hope I didn't get that wrong. He actually leads her to that private library and he tells her he wanted to show her this hourglass that is originally part of the Biltmore estate, but is now being given to, I think, the Smithsonian Museum. It's going to be taken away, and it was on set when the original His Merry Wife was filmed. So Lucy touches the hourglass and she turns it upside down, and boom, she is transported back into 1947. In that span of time, she's trying to figure out how come the original ending of His Merry Wife was changed. It was changed to something happy, where Charlie gives up his wings for Rebecca and he chooses love and he chooses Rebecca. She wanted to know that wasn't the original ending. So at first she thinks that she's there to really figure out what happened to the real ending. But soon she runs into Jack Houston and sparks fly. Soon the dead inside Lucy now is starting to fall in love. And Lucy and Jack, they are not only watching His Merry Wife unfold, but they are watching true love transpire through the times. Now, the biggest question I started to ask myself, I fell in love with these characters within 15 minutes of watching the movie, but the biggest question I was asking myself is, how can a love survive time travel from 2023 to 1947? And we know that Jack Houston dies on Christmas Eve, 1948, so a year after he and Lucy meet. We know that from present day time. I didn't know how this movie was going to end. We see Lucy getting stuck in 1947 for a period of time. There's a lady, Peggy, in 2023 that was also taking a tour of the Biltmore estate, and she's looking out for Lucy and waiting for Lucy to come back and making sure that that hourglass is not taken to the museum before Lucy gets back from her time travel. In the meanwhile, Jack is taken with Lucy, and he doesn't care. At first, she introduces herself as Sandra Bullock, because of course in 1947, who would know who Sandra Bullock was? Then she says she's someone from the studios and introduces herself as who she really is, Lucy. Jack doesn't care where she came from, how she got there. He loves this woman, and he is falling in love with her more and more every day. And we see Lucy, who was looking for a more realistic ending to the movie, a less happy-go ending, is realizing that the movie could only end with Charlie giving up his wings and choosing Rebecca again in this life and in the next. Baby, in the last 5 minutes of this movie, my heart is in my hand. Lucy is finally transported back to 2023, but not before telling Jack her secret that she is from the future. The hourglass is what got her there. And baby, she's got to go back, because they now know she's not from the studios, and she's got to go back to 2023 because she's still got a remake to finish. They kiss and they say goodbye. And let me tell you, every kiss, every touch, every look in this movie was so passionate. Like, I cried so hard at the end of this movie. I have not talked to Megan yet because I watched this movie 4 o'clock this morning, but I bawled. And I think this movie deserves 100 out of 100. It's not even on the 10 scale. I think this is one of Hallmark's greatest movies ever made. And I truly wish this had been the 8 p.m. movie on Saturday instead of Haul Out the Holly lit up, because this is the Hallmark that I fall in love with deeper and deeper every day. I don't want to give away the mystery of what happens, but somehow Hallmark has our hands, our hearts, and in our chests beating so hard, and our hearts in our hand, and they find a way to keep Lucy and Jack together in a space and time. You have to watch this movie. I actually don't want to give you details about the ending because I want to hear your honest reaction. This movie is 100 out of 100. Bethany Joy Lenz, Christopher Paloja, Jonathan Frakes. This was cinema. This was theater. This was me believing in love again and really thinking it's time that I put myself out there and forget all the heartbreaks and still believe that it's okay to choose love every time. Not only is it okay, but you are not really alive if you're not doing it. Baby, this movie was deep. I'm giving A Biltmore Christmas 100 out of 100. If you saw this movie, please let me know how you felt about it. It was worth the wait. And I'm out.